The Chicago Bears currently sit at 2-7 and are 5-21 over the last 26 games under head coach Matt Eberflus, and Chicago needs to make a change today. I think that all Bears Nation can agree that offensive coordinator Luke Getsy has to go. The Velus Jones Jr. experiment did not work out in Chicago, and it's another wide receiver loss on Ryan Poles' resume. And Matt Eberflus' dumpster fire of a record and accountability of his own staff is just completely unacceptable. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I am tired of bad seeds derailing this team every single time they start to go up in the positive direction, and these three guys are all that issue. I would love to see Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles start bringing out the chopping block ASAP. Hit that like button on this video if you agree there should be an immediate change at Velus Hall, or it should just be a change in general during the offseason, and comment your thoughts in the comment section below of what you want to see the Chicago Bears do with their coaching staff and roster right after Black Monday when the regular season ends. So I'm going to go over Luke Getsy, Matt Eberflus, and Velus Jones Jr. about why I want them gone and the reasoning behind it. Also, very quickly for you guys, a quick injury update for this upcoming Thursday's game against the Carolina Panthers at Soldier Field. Jaquan Brisker returned today to Velus Hall after being out in concussion protocol. Great news to hear that the young safety is back. Justin Fields is day-to-day, according to Matt Eberflus, has not ruled him out of the upcoming Thursday night game yet. Good to hear that Fields is limited at practice right now. Linebacker Tremaine Edmonds is also day-to-day with the knee injury that he suffered against the LA Chargers, hoping to see him back as well. So I'm going to kick off the main topic of this episode with an easy layup, Luke Getsy. We hired Luke Getsy last year from the Green Bay Packers to help bring Justin Fields to the Aaron Rodgers type level that we've seen in Green Bay. Rodgers talked very highly of Luke Getsy during their time working together in Green Bay, where it did work out. Rodgers won multiple MVPs, was one of the best quarterbacks over the last decade, and a future Hall of Famer. And now I'm starting to think that Rodgers was just blowing smoke, and honestly, it really wasn't Getsy at all, because Rodgers is just such a talented player as is, and that's the big reason why he talked highly about Getsy, because he knew the Bears weren't getting much. He just wanted to troll him a little bit more, even if he wasn't in the NFC North anymore. All things serious, that's probably not the reasoning why, but he cannot get anything on this offense to work correctly over the last 26 games, and it's time for a change. For starters, the Bears have been at the bottom 5 passing team over the last 2 seasons, last year, and they are bottom 5 this year so far. And then you have multiple different types of players come in to try to help advance your offense, where clearly you've had communication with Ryan Poles in order to make that happen, and they don't work out. Chase Claypool didn't work out. DJ Moore, who you traded back your number 1 overall pick for, hasn't been working to the degree he can work. We've seen the flashes, but Luke Getsy is limiting this guy, and it's not working. I am not saying get rid of DJ Moore. I'm saying get rid of Luke Getsy to unlock DJ Moore. You go out and get Tyler Scott, who's supposed to be your deep ball threat. That's not working out either. And then you also practically shut down Justin Fields' favorite target that he's talked about multiple times in public, in Darnell Mooney. Mooney gets an average of 4 targets per game. And there were games this season where he only had 1 target. Completely unacceptable. There is no game plan there clearly, where all your great weapons aren't being used to make you look like a better coach and make the offense actually work. The Bears might have a top 5 rushing offense right now, but I mean, like, your quarterback is running for his life half the time, making him a running back, according to many people, which I don't agree with, but he's going to be a runner, and that's what he's talented with. But now you're forcing him to also be a pocket passer, and you're mentally telling him don't run out of the pocket. So now he's not going to run it upfield. He's just going to take sacks, and that's why he got hurt and hurt his thumb. So again, they might have a good rushing overall score, but they don't. They're bottom 20 in regards to points scored per game. They're bottom 15 in regards to overall yards per game, and they're passing, again, bottom 5. You've had a season to work for Fields. You've had a season to bring in new talent. You've had a season to work on the offensive line, and you're still not making it work. Teams are figuring out Luke Getsy's game plan. It's not very hard to see. Screen, 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 draw, 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 deep ball every 10 passes. It's not that hard to see, and they know it's not going to targets. That's why no one's getting double teamed in order to make anyone else wide open. Getsy forced Fields to change the type of player that he is, the dynamic athlete. You know, he tried making him a pocket passer, and that's why Bagent has had some success at moments, but then his game plan completely derails Bagent. And also, you went out and changed Justin Fields, where he could have been this crazy good quarterback like a Strode, like a Mahomes, like these other crazy athletic quarterbacks that are making it work. There's no relationship on the sideline with your quarterback. You can see Fields is clearly frustrated when talking to Getsy, and that overall is going to lead to a bad relationship in the huddle because people see Fields as pissed off, but also the wide receivers are going to lose respect for Getsy and not want to work for him and try to run him out of town because they like the quarterback in Justin Fields. So many different directions, so many different issues, but it is a thing. And also, he doesn't evaluate talent. D'Onta Foreman should have never been a healthy scratch. He should have always been running back 2, arguably sometimes 1, considering he has over a 4.2 yard average per carry. He scores the ball, he moves the chains, and like, why are you putting him as a healthy scratch just so your rookie can play? I mean, honestly, like, if we wanted to win this thing, put D'Onta Foreman out there all the time. And Luke Getsy's terrible decisions leads to Matt Eberflus also needing to get fired. The stat of a record does fall on the coach. I don't think it falls strictly on a player, but it does fall on a coach because you are designing the game plan, and at 5-21 in your first 26 games, he's got to go. Eberflus has also had 3 coaches fired over the last 2 seasons. There's been players that are frustrated with him. They need to get traded because they're talking poorly of it. Just overall, just bad energy at Hallis Hall. And these players are making it better because they're kind of just, putting the coaches out there. But Matt Eberflus just is not a good head coach anymore. I've lost faith in him. I really was sold on him, but, overall, he needs to go. And then finally, as a player, Velus Jones Jr. has to go too. Honestly, I don't think he should have made the roster this year. I think Fountain or Travis Bell should have made the roster for sure. I think they were much more talented players than him. And Jones only made it because Ryan Poles drafted him, and that's on Ryan Poles. He's had 5 game-losing fumbles or drops over his 2-year career so far and under 10 career targets. You cannot keep a guy on a roster that keeps doing stuff like that because when you kill momentum, you kill confidence, you kill trust, and it makes people question, why are you keeping this guy? Players see winners too, and as a general manager, Ryan Poles, here's your little hot seat right now, is that you could have had a better wide receiver like Fountain on the roster, or you could have another different dynamic player on the roster instead of Velus Jones, who just waves his hand on kickoffs because he doesn't return them anyway. The experiment has failed. Put an L on your resume and let's move on. But if I'm Kevin Warren, those are the 3 things I would have done yesterday after the New Orleans Saints game, or yesterday pretty much all season long, because these aren't working anymore. You need to cut your ties. You need to make this team better. And overall, look at the Raiders. They went out and beat the Giants with an interim head coach that was a player not even 10 years ago. Put your thoughts in the comment section below, and please like this video if you agree with the content or you're just overall frustrated with this team. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rodi, and as always, bear down.